Oh, boys. I'm tired. I spent 2 weeks leveling in 14 all my combat jobs to 90. I'm done. I've done it. I beat the game. Actually, I haven't beat Endwalker yet. I need to do that next. But I beat all the leveling, so I don't have to level things for like another good bit. Let me get over here. Stay right there. There you go. Okay, so I'm lying just a little bit. I actually leveled up all jobs except for Black Mage. I am saving Endwalker for the MSQ EXP, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'll get the max before I even get to Endwalker's end, so I think I'm probably gonna just end up wasting a lot of EXP. But it's okay. A main question you may be asking is that, cool, why did you wait till, like, a month later to finally do the Endwalker MSQ? Well, kids, I'll tell you why. I'll enchant you guys with an amazing story that happened. Okay, there is no story. I just didn't want to do it for, like, a bit, and then I held it off, and then I just was like, oh yeah, I gotta do the Endwalker MSQ. Also, I do want to do the MSQ when everyone else was ahead of me, which I think by a month now, everyone should be pretty much done. So you guys can come and watch me do the Endwalker MSQ. I didn't want to hear you guys, come to my stream and be like, oh man, Ko, I'd love to watch you right now, but spoilers. At this point, I'm pretty sure a good 80% of the player base has completed Endwalker, and they're gonna come finally watch me. So guys, come follow me on Twitch. And if you really want to keep up with everything and notifications and all that, follow me on Twitter. I'm always posting on Twitter, like literally memes of 14 and everything. So go do that. So what did I do instead during the whole entire month release of Endwalker? ERPing, of course. What else would I be doing? No, I actually was leveling up every single combat job. I got it done actually way back mid-December, and I just took a huge break from like everything. So how did I level up everything to level 90? Well, Zadnor and Bajja. Actually, more of Zadnor. Bajja was a little bit too fast for me, but Zadnor is probably the most stupidest way to level up anything from 71 to 90. Of course, you cannot do Zadnor unless you are above the level 71 mark. So if you're below 71, I'm sorry, you can't do it. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, to like actually make this method work, you'll need like 2 things. 1, can you do damage? 2, do you have eyes? If you can do both of these things, this method is for you. What I mean by doing damage, I mean literally, is your class able to put out any damage? Don't worry about healing other people or tanking. Just put down damage. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And with eyes, literally, can you just look at the map when this fate spawn? That's all you gotta do. And also dodge AoEs from, bosses. And I did this whole entire method by AFKing pretty much 80% of the time I was leveling, so you guys can also do this method. You don't have to sit there and actually pay attention like you would in a dungeon, being a healer, keeping your tank alive, your DPSs, tanks tanking, and DPSs peeing. And I'll explain pretty briefly on how it all breaks down and works out. So I found this method by actually leveling up my Reaper and my Sage classes. This is actually this is actually how I kind of came off of this method, and I was like, wait, could this be good for leveling up everything else? Guess what? It was. Also doing my, my daily roulettes and my Wondrous Tales and my challenge logs, everything else on the side as much as I can to make sure I can level up everything to max level. I will say, this method will get boring, but the best part is that it's so boring and you can kind of AFK through it if you really want to and watch a movie on the side, so it's not like you can actually have to pay attention all the time. So you can actually play as a tank and a healer as DPS during this whole entire Zadnor method. You don't actually have to sit there and pay attention like you would in a normal dungeon, keeping your tanks alive and then keeping the enemies away from everybody else as a tank. And best part is you can skip DPS queues as a DPS, so you don't actually have to do DPS queues anymore. I am set until the next expansion. Of course, you can mitigate that by playing with friends, but I don't have friends, so yeah. So all of my leveling actually took place in the highest area of Zadnor, which is what we call Zone 3. Of course, you can do Bajja, which I'm going to call it Bajja. I don't care how it's pronounced. You can actually do Bajja, which is actually a little bit faster than Zadnor because of how small the map is compared to Zadnor. And you can actually zip between the whole entire area and all the zones very quickly. But the only problem with Bajja is that you have to be on your shit. You have to be really fast at moving from one area to another, or else you're going to end up with getting a lot of silver rating fates, and that's not fun. Instead, let's go for sure gold ratings on Zadnor Zone 3, which, by the way, awards you with 350k EXP. That's a good chunk. So, I recommend doing Zadnor if you want a more semi-AFKable method. There are 5 main fates that will appear in the Zone 3 area of Zadnor. You have, Attack of the Machines, seek and you will find, White Mage Rage, student becomes the master, and still only counts as 1. Of course, there are other fates that will spawn in Zone 3, but these are the 5 main ones that will almost guaranteed to always be in a singular pattern and rotation. As soon as you enter Zadnor, open up Notepad or actually break out like a pen and pencil so that you can actually start writing down the fates you see. So once you start seeing each of the fates, boom, you see machines, boom, you see Red Chocobo, boom, you see all of them. Once you see all 5 of these, they go in a pattern every single time. Once you've seen all of them, there will be a lengthy break between like the first one that started and the last one. That's a good time to go, get a snack, go to the bathroom, and just, maybe just take a quick break. For the most part, once you know all the patterns, you're able to go to the area where they spawn and just get ready to set up and, less brain power and having to think which one will spawn next. Oh my god, I have no idea. You'll know automatically. And you don't have to follow that big crowd that gets it wrong every single time, and you can be like, yeah, I knew it was here the whole time. Idiots. Then you can load up your favorite show, Netflix, whatever, and just watch while you play. And like I said, you could literally low brain effort this by just attacking, doing some damage, and not really having to worry about too much. Obviously, be in a party when you do all this, because that way the party members all contribute to one big, contribution. That way you could literally land 1 hit, and that's enough to get a gold rating, which I recommend at least try. Don't just get 1 hit in. Now, do you guys want to know an even lazier method I came up with? And please, do not do this all the time. Maybe do it once or twice, but not all the time. So, okay, here's the method. I made an attack macro, which you don't normally want to do in 14, because when you do actual real combat, you want to be able to move your character around. Attack macros won't always flow as nice as you think it would, but I made an attack macro from my Sage where I literally sat there and just spammed Dosis. Yeah, I spammed Dosis the whole time. And it worked. But granted, I knew the whole fight at that point of Fates, so I didn't really have to worry too much about moving around too much. And I was doing damage, so I want to say that I contributed a little bit, but yeah. I don't recommend you do that all the time if you do this, so. Outside of the 5 main fates, you'll see something called critical engagements appear every now and then. If you're able to get inside one of these, you get EXP up to about 883k. That is a lot. That's almost 1 million. Obviously, if you do numbers, then yes, that's almost 1 million. Oh yeah, if you can, avoid Dull. You don't want to do Dull, which Dull stands for Dullriada. It just... the EXP you get from it, you can literally do a bunch of fates normally and get as much EXP or more than you would complete a Dull. So don't do Dull. Avoid Dull. Besides the 5 main fates and the critical engagements you'll see, there are some random fates that will appear, and I'll list them here for you guys. 2 of them will spawn from the east side of the map, and they are Mean-Spirited and Beasts Are Back. Mean-Spirit's actually a 2-parter, so as soon as that one is done, a Relic Unleashed appears, so once you finish that one, be sure to stick around and not, leave too far before it spawns. One last one I will mention here is Hypertune Havoc. This one will lead into another one, which I think it's something Super Soldier, I don't know off the top of my head. As soon as Hypertune Havoc appears, Super Soldier will appear right after, and that will lead into a critical engagement. You could use the Fenrir mount, which is the motorcycle from 7, to get around a little bit faster. It's actually the fastest moving mount in the game by a small percentage, but any little bit of mount to get to a fate quickly enough so you can actually tag an enemy and get your ratings in is good. So make sure you get this mount if you can, and you can cruise along the map a little bit faster. If you can get it, please get the Zadnor or the Baja riding maps, which are available at the base camp area of the game, which you can buy using clusters, and clusters are obtained by killing a lot of machine enemies. They just drop randomly. I don't know the percentages, so good luck on that one. So do that, kill them, and get the riding maps. If not, it's not the end of the world, but you just won't be able to get to the fates as fast enough as the other people will. Oh, this is a dirty trick. Okay, are you ready? Critical engagements are known for being really hard, and I highly don't recommend this, but it's okay. If you die during a critical engagement, don't fret, because as long as you're still in there, when it's over, you'll get EXP. So you could purposely die and still get EXP. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. Actually try in the CEs. The only thing you lose if you die is medals, and if you don't care about medals, then, if EXP is your only thing you're worried about, then just worry about EXP. But please try not to die all the time. I don't recommend that. Don't die. Try not to die. Also, the fate rotations can change sometimes. The critical engagements actually kind of affect this. Depending on how long it takes to finish a critical engagement, The Fates will sometimes rotate around and, you know, mix up their rotation a little bit. After you finish the CE, be sure to just, you know, make sure you know what the correct rotation is at the moment. Also, a really big thing is that how much HP enemies have in a Fate will be determined by how many players are within the area by the time it spawns in. So because of that, if a Fate spawns and you're like on the literal other side of the map and then you see a huge crowd already ahead of you, chances are you're probably not going to make it because that Fate will probably blow up in like 2 seconds. So movement is key when it comes to Zadnor. It's so important. It took me about 7 to 9 hours total to grind 1 class, and I did this for like almost 2 weeks straight. So if you just want to level up 1 class, you can get this done in like less than a week, really easily. If you cannot maintain the grind mindset like me, you know, I'm a straight grinder. Catch me on Grinder. Pause. Then literally, you can get this done within a few days if you just devote a bit of time into grinding in Zadnor. Once again, you can skip DPS Q. You can also just literally play any class as a DPS. It requires really pretty much no effort when it comes to doing the Fates in Zadnor. And there you go, we did the whole entire video. Yeah, woo! Hopefully it was informative. I don't really know. Like, I hope it helped you guys out a little bit, because yeah. I just really had to make something to advertise that I'm doing Endwalker, like, real soon, MSQ. Like, I'm completely going in blind. I have no idea what the plot is about. I just hope Y'shtola doesn't die, and that's pretty much all I really need and expect from an expansion. Just as long as she lives, that's all I want. So yeah, see you guys in the stream. I will be playing Black Mage, so I pretty much will be dying. If you play on the Primal Datacenter, please feel free to just go ahead and just, you know, be ready to help me out, because I will probably need help. So with that said, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video, so see you guys later. Oh, baby. Can you say goodbye to everybody, Y'shtola? Yeah? She's shy.